Hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh my goodness, it's a hot one here in New York, isn't it?
If you guys have ever watched my stream, you've probably noticed my dogs. Reptar, talk to him, buddy. Hey.
Let me make sure this is on. Oh, there we go. So yeah, hot one here in New York. I tell you, it's now I have the door open and the breeze is coming in, but it looked like it was going to storm all day. Jimmy says we're going to get bad thunderstorms. The flooding in Texas is absolutely devastating, and you know there's all of those campers are just so many missing, counselors, campers missing, so many confirmed dead, over 100. I believe it might even be 115 or 109, 115 missing, something like that. Or is it? I'm gonna go through it all because I want to catch up and see what's going on, and but it's going to be a scorcher, I think, all week. But today I kept looking, it was going to rain, and I was like, oh, what's going on? It was so heavy. The air is so heavy, you know. I got a package today from Bucky Ann. Thank you, Bucky Ann. Hi, Christine. How are you? Hi, Captain Lee Fan. How are you? Yeah, I got a package from Bucky Ann. I didn't open it yet. I'll open it in, I don't know if it's a Happy Mail or what. Or is it something that I'm trying to think. But I got a package from Bucky Ann, and tomorrow's our auction. Binky thought it was tonight. She was ready. So tomorrow's our auction, and what else? What else? Let me think. Let me think. Yeah, we're going to go over the floods and stuff. Very terrible stuff that happened there. My cousin that was up here with my aunt, her daughter, we have a lot of people in Texas. So we have my cousin that was up here who brought my aunt up. Her sister and husband and 2 daughters and husbands and grandkids live in Texas, that from New York moved to Texas. And then her daughter and son-in-law and 2 kids are in Texas. And then we have other cousins down there. But thankfully, no one's around this area. This is pretty devastating. Hi, Linda. And it's just, excuse me. And I did get some sleep last night. I did go to bed. When did I go to bed? Around 2 something. And I got up at like 9 something. So that was good. I got some sleep. And it's just been so heavy in the air. It's just heavy air. Oh my gosh, I wanted to do I had to repot my herbs and stuff outside. I didn't get to do that. I meant to do that all day today. And I meant to do that all day the day before yesterday. Well, there's always tomorrow, right? Okay, and the flooding in Texas. Yeah, let's take a look at what's currently going on there. I saw a little bit on the news. Let's see. Okay, death toll surpasses 100 as the Camp Mystic campers and counselors remain missing. Let me get over here. Over 160 people still missing. So there's more than 160 people that are known to be missing in Kirk County. And more than 110 people have died. 2 days before the flooding, a state inspector visited Camp Mystic, the youth camp in the county, and certified that it had an emergency plan in place and that its cabins and other buildings were safe. Crazy, 2 days before that flooding, right? Texas officials twice rejected flood warning system funding applications from Kirk County nearly a decade ago. So there was this guy right here. But I did hear some people on the news too. A combat veteran, Spencer Offenbacher and Corey Jones, and their 2 children live about 200 yards from the Guadalupe River. By the time they realized the river was overflowing during the storm, the water was at their door. Soon it was flowing into the house. They decided to get on their roof, and by the time they were climbing the ladder, the water was already up to their waist. And he's 6'2". He said it went from 0 to 100 real fast. And they were on their roof with their neighbor for at least 2 hours before they were able to get back down. He said he's since gone back into the home, and from the looks of it, everything that we own is completely destroyed. It's really hard to drive back into my neighborhood and see my community so broken right now. Jones said, her voice cracking. Offenbacher is a combat veteran who was deployed to Iraq, and he compared the devastation that is left behind to a war zone. He said, and I quote, "You're just missing the bullet holes and the destruction and the aftermath. Now that we see, it's pretty intense." And then we have Leonard Romero, Sr., 43, Natalia Venzer, 24, and their son, Carlos Romero, 1, still have not been found, according to Venzer's mother, Erica Venzer. She said her daughter, her son-in-law, and her grandson are missing after last week's flooding. The family's house in Kerrville, Texas, was swept away in floodwaters around 6:15 Friday. Her daughter is 24 years old with the warmest soul, she said. Her son-in-law, Leonardo, is 43 and a loving father with the sweetest smile. Her grandson, Carlos, would turn 2 in just 3 months. He's a sweet little boy who loved to play and smile and laugh. The family is going through so many emotions. We need them found. Please, someone help us find them, she wrote in to the media. Her older son, her older son. Romero's older son, Leonardo Jr., was rescued and is recovering. I thought that was it, he said. I don't want to say I accepted it, but I thought I was going to die. He's 18, and he described waking his family as he heard the floodwaters outside their home. And let's see, we have... This is Greta Torono, a Camp Mystic attendee. She was killed in the Kirk County flooding, according to her mother, Ellen Copland. She shared that her daughter was attending Camp Mystic for the 3rd time this year and was overjoyed to be reunited with her friends and take part in the camp activities. She said Greta was kind, creative, and full of love, and also brave, athletic, and determined. We miss her bright spirit, her sweet smile, and her endlessly loving heart. So, counselors at Camp Mystic say they did not have walkie-talkies during the flood. The camp has a no-screen policy, and counselors must turn their phones off when they are at work. Because of this policy, they don't get the weather emergency alerts sent out. No one has been found alive in Kirk County since Friday, police officers say. let's see, Jonathan Lamb of the Kerrville Police Department said that no one's been found alive since Friday. Rescuers are carrying out search operations. Crews are going through debris and destruction, and said the more that time passes, it becomes harder and harder to become optimistic. He said regardless of if it's a rescue to a recovery operation, the goal of responders will stay the same. We're going to continue the search and look to try to reunite families, because that is where our focus is, on reuniting families with their missing loved ones and bringing them closure. And then, let's see here. Flooding in Texas has killed more than 110 people. In addition to the 161 known to be missing in Kerr County, a dozen others are missing in other parts of the state. One of the people killed was a Mexican citizen, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said. Officials have known for a couple of days that the number of people missing following the deadly flooding was much higher than had been publicly disclosed. This has been the deadliest freshwater flooding event in Texas in more than 100 years. In September 1921, nearly 4 inches of rain fell in about 36 hours and killed at least 215 people in the greater San Antonio area. They say that operations are proving to be very difficult. United Cajun Navy dogs and teams search treetops and debris that left by the flooding in central Texas. Texas Game Warden Lieutenant Colonel Ben Baker and crews are working to navigate large piles of debris layer by layer. Additionally, a team of first responders from Mexico has joined search efforts. And I think we've got people from New York going down. Okay, and then someone, let's see here. Sherry Richardson, 64, was found dead on Tuesday, according to her daughter Delilah Greenslet. And she said that, let me see, her mother lived in a small cabin behind the Hope House where she worked, which was also lost in the flood. Hold on, now I just lost my... She was found dead on Tuesday amid catastrophic flooding in Texas. And I quote, her daughter said, "She was so much more than a mother. She was my best friend, my rock, and someone countless others leaned on. She was there for the birth of every one of her grandchildren and loved braiding her granddaughter's hair and celebrating every milestone with pride and joy." And she has questions for officials and said, and I quote, "Why was there no warning? Where is the leadership our state and country need in this moment? Families should not have to rely on social media to search for loved ones or piece together what's happening." Okay. A Houston criminal defense attorney, Randy Schaefer's wife, Molly Schaefer, was recovered and confirmed deceased by his law office. The couple was staying at the River Inn in Hunt, Texas, when the manager urged them to evacuate in the early morning of July 5th, according to Randy's Facebook post. Molly attempted to drive their vehicle away from the flooding until the water began rising up to their windows. Randy said Molly urged him to dive out of the vehicle, feet first. He said he tried, but his seat was low and the window was high, and he fell back onto the seat. He said the last words she ever spoke were, "You have to push harder." He said he pushed as hard as he could and he went out the window. And once he got out, he clung to a pole to keep his head above the water. But when he surveyed the area for Molly and their vehicle, he realized she had been swept into the river. He said he held onto the pole for an hour, climbing up. As the water rose, and when he was about 6 inches from the top of the pole, the water started to recede. At some point, his feet hit the ground. It was pitch black. He couldn't see. There was no power at the river end. Once he determined that he could cross the road, he stood under a walkway until daylight, and then he walked down the road looking for his wife in the car, but he didn't see them. His wife's body was recovered on Sunday. Molly died in a manner consistent with how she lived, selflessly, taking care of someone else before she took care of herself. She saved my life. It wasn't my day to die. I wish that it hadn't been hers. Okay. All right, let me see what else we have here. That's the campers. Hold on a minute. I don't know what I just did, okay? Should be that. At least 110 people have died. Says with at least 87 deaths, including 30 children. Inspectors signed off on Camp Mystic's emergency plans just days ahead of the catastrophic flooding. That's campers' belongings sitting outside one of Camp Mystic's cabins near the Guadalupe River after a flash flood swept through the area. How did that stay there? The youth camp had 557 campers and 108 staffers between its Guadalupe and Cypress Lake locations. Oh, I guess they're removing all kinds of stuff like this from the camps. They're moving it all out. And the vehicles, just like that, and the debris. Very sad. Mourners came together at a vigil in San Antonio to remember the lives lost in the devastating flooding. Experts say parents should not shy away from discussing the flooding and its impact with older children. The American Academy of Pediatrics says not talking about a major flood can be more frightening for children and lead to kids asking and can lead kids to avoid asking questions or talking about the event and the reactions. And they say a similar flood back in 1987 killed 10 campers along the Guadalupe River. Evacuating campers and staff from the Pot of Gold Christian camp were trapped and eventually swept away by the overflowing floodwaters from the Guadalupe River. 10 campers were killed and 33 were injured back in 87. Country musician Pat Green's brother and family is missing. His wife Corey Green shared that Pat Green's brother John and his wife Julia and their 2 children remain missing after the Kerrville flood. So we are heartbroken and anxiously waiting for all of them to be found. Okay, let me see where you guys are. Okay, hi little lady. Yeah. Hi Sassy Darcy. Gail B, hello. So, yeah, ouch. Pretty devastating, right? Let's see what else is going on. So it's saying something about, and Jimmy just told me something about this, a paddleboarder's mysterious murder rocks a quiet summer vacation area in Maine. Okay, so there was a press release from the Maine State Police, and that is here. And it says, on Thursday, July 3rd, at approximately 1:05 a.m., Maine game wardens were called to assist the Union Fire Department and the Knox County Sheriff's Office in a search for a missing paddleboarder on Crawford Pond in Union. During the course of the search, an adult female was located deceased. Based on the circumstances surrounding the discovery, wardens requested the assistance of the Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit. Central detectives and evidence response technicians have spent the day investigating the death. The deceased was transported to the office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Augusta, where an autopsy will be performed to determine the cause and manner of death. This is an active and ongoing investigation. Now let's see, it says, the woman was identified as 48-year-old Sunshine Stor of nearby Tennant's Harbor. An autopsy revealed that she was the victim of a homicide, but that the cause of her death has not been released. The pond is a popular fishing location within the area with a maximum depth of 57 feet. Authorities are encouraging anyone who may have information regarding her death to contact the Maine State Police by calling 207-624-7076. Okay, let's see what else we have said. Oh, there's this too. A 17-year-old girl in Georgia turns herself in on murder charges after calling 911 to report finding her parents dead. Police in Georgia arrested the 17-year-old in connection with the February murder of her popular church-going mother and stepfather. Sarah Grace Patrick turned herself in at the Carroll County Jail this week, months after she called 911 on February 20th to report that her younger sister had found Kristen Brock, 36 years old, and James Brock, 45 years old, dead in their Chias home. The teen will be tried as an adult. She has been charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault at the time of the parents' death. Authorities said the couple was found with gunshot wounds, and they found no sign of forced entry, although one door was slightly left open. We don't know what goes through the mind of a child who wants to harm their parents, said Ashley Halsey, a spokesperson for Carroll County Sheriff's Office, at a news conference. She's 17. She's kind of been out on her own. She's lived with different family members and moved all over the place. Our team has sifted through mountains of physical and digital evidence and collaborated with the FBI and the GBI. She said, and I quote, "A big takeaway from this story, a mother and stepfather will never be able to raise their children. I believe he was waiting on a heart transplant and to have life cut short. Even with Sarah Grace Patrick facing charges," Halsey said investigators aren't ruling anything out in this case, and it could be possible that more arrests will be made. Any information, no matter how small it may seem, could be just that key that cracks this case wide open. Family members of the Catalyst Church say the Brocks were good-hearted and selfless members of the community. Kristen was bubbly and fun. She loved hugs. She never met a stranger, said Tasha Meza, a member. And James, he was a comical kind of guy. He would always crack jokes and make you laugh. The Brocks are survived by their children and extended family. The Independent thinking, okay, let's see here now. That's crazy, isn't it? 17. Was it her mom? Her church-going mother and stepfather. Mother and stepfather. Now someone's saying a 5.6 magnitude earthquake. Where was that? Let's see. Guatemala. It was centered in Amatitlán. And that was after a 6.3 magnitude earthquake was reported in New Zealand on Monday. Huh. And that was hours after a 3.5 magnitude earthquake was reported in Alaska on Sunday. Thanks. And that was after a 4.1 magnitude earthquake was reported in Alaska on Thursday. And that was after a 3.5 magnitude earthquake was reported in California on Tuesday, July 1st. And that was 2 days after a 3.8 magnitude earthquake was reported in Alaska last Sunday, June 29th. And that was after a 4.6 magnitude earthquake was reported in California on June 28th. And then that was after another one, 6.1, reported in the Philippines on the June 27th. And the Philippines earthquake was reported 2 days after a 3.0 magnitude earthquake was reported in Alaska on June 25th. This almost sounds like in the Bible. And that got this one, and that one got that. Okay. Delta flight makes an emergency landing on a remote island after an engine issue. Wow. An Airbus A330. Landed on a remote island off the coast of Portugal after suffering engine issues mid-flight. Delta Flight 127 was headed from Madrid to New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport on Sunday when it made an emergency landing on Terceira Island, the island in the autonomous region of Portugal consisting of 9 volcanic islands. Yikes. As safety comes before all else on Delta, the flight crew followed procedures to divert to that airport after indication of a mechanical issue with an engine. Severe storms after a day of heat. We're supposed to have some pretty bad thunderstorms. I was thinking like, oh gosh, I hope our internet doesn't go out and our electricity and all that stuff. Okay, let me get back. Okay, so what's going on? Jeanette, hi. How are you, Jeanette? Hi, Victoria. How are you? Scary, right? Okay. Hi, Super Chat Cat. It's hot here, Jeanette. I feel like going swimming now. If somebody would go swimming with me. If somebody would go swimming with me, I would. But I'm not going to go out there all alone. And I remember I talked to you about that Jaws movie, and I got a reaction from the boys, and I got a reaction from Michael and Gia, and they all thought it would be cool. My son Michael said it would be really nice to get a floating projector and put it out in the middle of the lake. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Oh my gosh, now I feel like I'm sweating so much that I'm getting like frilly. I want to take all my hair and put it up on the top of my head. And I don't care because it's so thick that it's like, oh, I feel so much better. I do have a nice breeze coming in from, it's windows and doors right now. It's nice. It's cool. Now the air coming in is cool, but it just was so heavy today. It's like a heavy, and like sometimes we don't have like a lot of sun. Like the last few days we had sun. It was nice. Okay, but not yesterday was overcast and then it rained. That's when we saw the rainbow. But today it just looked like it was going to storm so bad. It's nice and cool there, Victoria. That's nice. A lot of earthquakes, huh? Oh yeah, let me see what else is going on besides earthquakes, right? Let's see what else. Let's see. Let me see here. Oh no. Oh my gosh. A live streamer almost fell overboard during a live report from a boat in Greece. Let me see. What is this about? Look at this. This looks like a friend of mine might have looked like when she was younger. It says that is Teresa Peron. She was last seen walking with her boyfriend in a wooded area July 4th of 1983. She was 27 years old at the time. And it says back in 1983, and she was dating someone named, what was his first name? Ow, my back is, I don't know what's up with my back right there. Mark Sanfratello. I feel like I've heard his name before. So he's a man in Northern California, and he was just arrested on June 28th, listen to this one, in connection to the death of his former girlfriend who disappeared over 40 years ago. He's 72 years old now. Mark Sanfratello, arrested in California, June 28th, charged with murder. Teresa Peron was the victim. Last seen walking with him July of 1983. They were walking in a wooded area. She was never seen again. DNA testing connected him to her death. Back in July, she was 27 years old and dating Sanfratello, who was 29. The pair went to a party in Selma, which is an area in southern Oregon, about 21 miles southwest of Grants Pass. I know Grants Pass. She was last seen walking into the wooded area with Sanfratello that day, and then her family reported her missing. The Josephine County Sheriff's Office in Oregon found her disappearance to be suspicious, and they worked with the Josephine County District Attorney's Office to investigate, only there wasn't enough probable cause to prosecute Sanfratello. In 1997, 14 years after she went missing, someone in the area found a human skull. Authorities used a cadaver dog to search but found no other human remains. The skull was then sent for DNA testing through the University of North Texas. In February of 2024, the Josephine County Sheriff's Office reopened her case, this time involving the Oregon Department of Justice, the Josephine County District Attorney's Office, and the Chico, California Police Department. Investigators looked at people Peroni knew who were still alive and knowledgeable about the details of her investigation. Investigators also collected more DNA and submitted it to the University of North Texas, and it was confirmed that the skull found in 97 belonged to Peroni. Investigators tracked down multiple people associated with her before she disappeared, and they used DNA results from the original investigation to indict Sanfratello on a murder charge on June 27th. He was then arrested on June 28th in Chico, California. He will be extradited back to Josephine County in Oregon. Peroni's family has been notified. Oh my goodness. What is this about? Let me see this. Okay, it said look at this now. David Parfett's son, Tom, was dying while a group of people from around the world not only did nothing to help him, they egged him on. He was live blogging his own death on a Take Your Own Life forum after ingesting a poison fellow users recommend that he order online. 44 people reacted with hugs and sad face emojis to his post saying he had taken the lethal substance. Messages said RIP and all the best. As his profile goes silent, one member concludes, I think they are gone. The 22-year-old studying philosophy at St. Andrews University in Scotland died alone at a Premier Inn in Surrey in 2021. David is sure excruciating pain. It would be a year before his father saw a photo of the packet that contained the poison, which they're not naming, but it sold for just $59. Written on it was the website from which it was purchased. The site was run by Kenneth Law, a Canadian chef who's now facing 14 counts of first-degree murder and another 14 of counseling and aiding in taking your own life in Ontario. He denies the charges. He is also accused of sending more than 1,200 packets of poison to young people across the world. In the UK, National Crime Agency is investigating potential offenses linked to the deaths of 98 individuals who purchased items online to assist with taking your own life, including several deaths linked to law, but no charges have yet been brought. There's a new 2-part Channel 4 documentary called Poisoned, and it's telling how Tom's death sparked an international hunt to unmask law after, excuse me a minute. After David turned to an investigative reporter. He had been despairing at the failure of the police to join the dots. It's very, very limited information available to families. You kind of get patted on the head, and then you're into a very blinkered process. At the end of the day, it's the journalists who stopped it rather than police. Neha Raju, 23, another law customer, died in Guildford 6 months after Tom, but the Surrey police did not appear to link the deaths. The first episode also features heartbreaking testimony from families across the world. Louise Nunn, oh, the rain's coming. Here comes the rain again. Okay. Louise Nunn talks about her daughter, Amy, who took her own life in her flat in Brighton. She had more than 780,000 followers on her TikTok account, Deaf Emmy, with humorous videos raising awareness of deafness and mental health. In Arizona, while police thought a young man named Miles had taken an accidental overdose, his sister Maylin, who worked for the cyber unit of the FBI, put her skills to use, and she began tracing the links between the forum used by her brother, an echo chamber of despair, and Law's website, which looked like it purveyed specialist foods selling the poison. The second episode is Powerful Call to Arms by David, as he and other families, along with Beale, piece together the global fallout from the forums and Law's poison shipping enterprise. David is seen listening to the recording of the phone conversation that is undercover that Beale had with Law. The Canadian revealed the Brightons were some of the most frequent buyers, numbering literally in the hundreds, and admitted many had died. So he was sure he would get away with it. He had it with a chuckle. They're not going to bring me over to the UK for this. It's too small. That was really hard to hear the voice of this person that I believe murdered my son, said David on a video call from his home in Twickenham. But also oddly satisfying, having spent so long shouting in the dark about this, trying to get somebody to pay attention. That was the moment that I knew we could at least take one supplier off the streets. For David, his son will always be the little Manchester United fan who ran around with the David Beckham shirt until he was too big to fit into it, whose perennial honesty saw one teacher praise his excellent moral compass. Let's see. So there's a new documentary about that on it airs on Channel 4 on NBC Wednesday, July 9th, Thursday, July 10th, so it's on, so you probably can find it somewhere. Oh, today's the 9th. I don't even know what today is. Oh my gosh. A 16. Oh my goodness, a 16 and pregnant star was arrested. Whitney Blake Pervis, who previously appeared on MTV's 16 and Pregnant, is in police custody, and she faces felony involuntary manslaughter charges in connection to a fatal drug overdose earlier this year. The charges stem from an incident on February 16th of 2025 in Rome, Georgia, and where police officers responded to a home to find 28-year-old John Mark Harris deceased. An arrest warrant accuses Pervis of providing Harris with a drug mixture known as Trank, a combination of fentanyl and xylazine, a veterinary tranquilizer increasingly linked to overdose deaths across the country. Police allege this substance directly contributed to Harris's death. Pervis gained national attention in 2009 when she was featured on the first season of 16 and Pregnant. Her arrest this week comes just a month over this June 2nd death of her 16-year-old son. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Her 16-year-old son died? This is that... Talk about this one? Oh, right. Didn't they... Wait a minute. Her arrest comes this week, just over a month after the June 2nd death of her 16-year-old son, Weston Owen Gosa. She had Weston Jr. with her partner, Weston Owen Sr., but the couple broke up shortly after the birth. They reconciled and had their second child, River, in 2014 before breaking up again. Yeah, I think I reported this, and he was with the other family, right? The family has stated that the teen died from an illness, though they're awaiting the result of an autopsy. And then, yeah, I remember she wrote, "So hard to write, my beautiful son Weston," right? It passed away. Yes, I remember that. She said this is really her worst nightmare come true. She described the horror of the ordeal. How do you go on in life after losing a child? I'm in disbelief. This cannot be happening. I don't want it to be real. I would do anything just to hold him. Words just can't describe the pain I'm feeling. I love you so much, Weston Owen Gosa. God, I love you so much. You are my heart. I was so proud of the young man you were becoming. I just can't go on without you. Rest in peace, my angel. You are gone too soon. April 2nd, 2009 to June 2nd, 2025. It's not her first run-in with the law. She's previously been arrested on misdemeanor charges, including shoplifting and contempt of court related to child support. Well, that's sad. Let's see. There's a Tiger King twist here. About that guy, Doc Antle. Get over there. Get back there. Picture, please. It says, Doc Antel, excuse me, I'm Antel. Antel faces up to 10 years in prison, having pled guilty in November 2023 to trafficking exotic animals and money laundering. The specific punishment sought by prosecutors in any defense arguments for leniency remain undisclosed before Tuesday morning's federal court hearing in Charleston. 3 other men pled guilty in his investigation, received either probation or a 4-month prison sentence. Antel's sentence is the final true life chapter of the Tiger King saga. The Netflix series debuted in March 2020 near the peak of the COVID restrictions. The show centered on dealers and conservationists of big cats, focused on disputes between Joe Exotic, a collector, and a private zookeeper from Oklahoma, Carol Baskin, who runs the Big Cat Rescue in Florida. Exotic, whose real name is Joseph Maldonado Passage, is serving a 21-year federal prison sentence for trying to hire 2 different men to kill Carol Baskin. Antel, who owns a private zoo called Myrtle Beach Safari, appeared in the first season of the documentary and was the star of the 3rd season. Antel's zoo was known for charging hundreds or thousands of dollars to let people pet and hold baby animals like lions and tigers and monkeys that were so young they were still being bottle-fed. Customers could have photos or videos made. Antel would sometimes ride into tours on an elephant. Myrtle Beach Safari remains open by reservation only. Antel has remained out on bail since his arrest in June 2022. Antel's federal charges were brought after the Tiger King series. Prosecutors say he sold or bought cheetahs, lions, tigers, and a chimpanzee without proper paperwork, and they said in a separate scheme, Antel laundered more than $500,000 that an informant told him was being used to get people into the U.S. illegally to work. Antel was used to having large amounts of money. He could move around quickly. The FBI was listening to Antel's phone calls with the informant. As he explained, a baby chimpanzee could easily cost $200,000. Private zookeepers can charge hundreds of dollars for photos with docile young primates or other animals, but the profit window is only open for a few years before the growing animals can no longer be safely handled. Let me think. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to think about something here. Okay. I had to get a monkey, but the people won't take a check. They only take cash. So what do? Antel said, according to a transcript on the phone call and papers, 2 of Antel's employees had already been sentenced for their roles in these schemes. Meredith Bybee was given a year of probation for selling a chimpanzee, while Andrew Omar Sawyer helped Antel launder money and was given 2 years probation. Jason Clay, a Texas private zoo owner, pled guilty to illegally selling a primate and was sentenced to 4 months in prison when the charges were dropped against California ranch owner Charles Samut. Okay. Pizza. Okay. Oh my gosh, I feel like now I feel like I have to get a really cold drink. Hold on, let me find you guys. Okay, so good night, little lady. Good night, little lady. You never watched Tiger King. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hold on a minute. I have to get a drink. Just hang on for a minute. Where is my Murder of Crows? Murder of Crows, I hope you're okay. I don't know where they are. They were here the day before yesterday, but I didn't see them last night with our word game. And I didn't see them today yet. I hope they're okay. Murder of Crows, where are you? I need to get a drink, guys. Hold on. I'm so thirsty. I'm thirsty. Okay, 1 second here. Oh, I hear the rain like crazy now. Oh gosh. Oh, so, let me see. Okay. Now let me move this over here. Move this over here and this up here. Now. Let me get, oh, that feels nice. And then the rain is coming in now. It's not coming in. I mean, it's I don't even know what I'm talking about. So come on. All right, let's do the word cookies. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. Gotta go to bed. Gotta go to bed soon. That is so good. That is really good. I can't even tell you how nice. That's really nice. Okay. Sorry about that. Daily puzzle. You got it, Victoria. When you're a stranger. Stop. Where's Kato? Kato, did you hear me that I got your present, the water closet sign? Thank you very much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is so good. I'm really worried about Murder of Crows. This is the second night they're not here. Murder of Crows, I hope everything is okay. Well, maybe they went on their vacation. Weren't they going on a vacation? Maybe asleep. 2 nights in a row. Oh, solo. Sing solo. They can't hear you. Solo mio. Okay. Your guess is she's asleep? Maybe, but she's always here. Okay, let me think here now. Oh, I know. I think I know what it is. I can't stop drinking this. Okay, I think I know what it is. Oh no, I thought no, I don't. Huh. I wonder what it is. Does anybody know what this last word is? Oh, there's a heart made wise. And I think I have tried that, heart made wise. We'll try it again just in case I was connecting the letters wrong. Now the rain is really picking up. What did I do? Okay, thanks, heart. I thought we did that. Hello. You're just saying hello and goodbye. Where were you? Where have you been? That's pretty nice. That's pretty not nice. Just to say hello, goodbye. That's not nice. That's not being a nice. Just a hello and goodbye. Where were you? We're sitting here trying to do this word cookies, trying to figure out where murder of crows is. Hello, goodbye. Hello, goodbye, hello. Scooter said nobody's saying hello to her. Scooter, she just texted me that nobody in the chat is saying hello to her, so she's not going to come in the chat anymore. That's what she just said. In my head. You have to say hello, goodbye, hello, hello, hello. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just drank a whole seltzer, Scooter, with ice. They're saying hi to you now, Scooter. Now she's not saying hi back, right? I know. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Did it? That is so good. Oh my gosh. What are we doing? What are we doing? Stomping out the field. Huh. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'll tell you something. Clark. I'll be taking that with me when I leave here next month. I don't know what I'm saying. All I know is that I'm tired. I really hope how do we play a word game without murder of crows? Where did they go? When you're a stranger. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, there's Debbie Two Scooters. She came back in. She's here. She likes pina coladas, long walks on the beach. She likes music from the 70s, and she likes to do crossword puzzles in the bathtub. Heart Made Wise is here. She likes reading. Long talks late at night. And she likes to have someone cook for her and treat her like the lady she wants to be treated like. You love doing puzzles, Victoria? And you love pina coladas? Captain Lee Fan does not like pina coladas. She likes anything. She likes her hard liquor on the rocks. She likes her dog Batman. She likes to binge watch things on Netflix. How did you know I left and returned today? I know I have that app on here that you were joking with White Angel, but I really have the app. Tells me where you are. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. If you're not into yoga, if you have half a brain. If you like making love at midnight on the dunes on the Cape, then you're the love that I've looked for. Write to me and escape. But didn't think about my lady. I know that sounds kind of mean. But me and my old lady, we gotten into the same old damn routine. So I took to the paper, took out a personal word. Okay, let's see now. What did you say? Somebody said something about sing a song. I thought Hart was asking me to sing. But then I thought, come on, that can't be real. That can't be real. You like martinis and sex on the beach and the drink. Okay, sure. Okay. You were craving pina coladas at the fireworks for some reason too. Really? Do they serve mixed drinks at... They serve cocktails at your fireworks? Wow. You are in a special ritzy place. Pina coladas at the fireworks. Jeanette says, hi, Scooters. Hi, Scooters, she said. Hi, Scooters. Hello, Jeanette. Watermelon tequila slushies. Watermelon tequila slushies are nice on a hot day. Yeah, I guess, right? Slushies? I would probably take one sip and be like, oh, it's gone to my head. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not. I told you when I went out with Gia that day when we went to the painting, we both took a little sip. You know what Gia told me? Listen to this one. She asked me, because we had to go down and get some pizza. She said, Carolyn, come with us. Carolyn, come with us. So I jumped in the back seat of the car. And then when Michael went up and then I put Roman away because it was to the fireworks, too much, right? So then she goes to me, you know what, Carolyn? Michael says, you're just like my mother. I'm same like you. So I don't know in what way, but you can't go to fireworks because Batman gets scared. Scared. We used to have a dog named Spotty, and he knew like hours before a thunderstorm. She knew, and she'd be hiding under the bed, and we'd all be like, "Where's Spotty? Where's Spotty?" And Spotty'd be under the bed. But you know what? I really don't have dogs I haven't had a dog since then that's scared of thunderstorms. Isn't that weird? My dogs aren't scared of thunderstorms. Isn't that weird? Weird. You spent most of your time on YouTube watching Tudor history documentaries. That doesn't sound too interesting for me, but I'm glad you enjoyed that. Uh-oh, what happened to the friendship? Wait a minute. I missed something. Wait a minute, what'd you say about the friendship? One huge thing is since... What happened? You never told me. Do you want to call in and tell me? Will you call in and tell us? We'd like to hear. I mean, I don't understand what happened. Can you call in and tell us? I'm going to put the number in Slack so you can call in and tell us. I need to hear this, and I think everybody else does too. It's done. Over. How? From the cruise? Isn't that sad? When you're a stranger. Come on and tell us. This will be like an all-night radio show. You don't even have to show your face. You don't even have to give your real name. Though, yeah, I mean, people won't know who you are, but you don't have to. Or we could pretend we're like a radio show, like, hello, caller, you're on the air. Do you have a confession or just a story to tell? We can play that game tonight. When you call in, I'll act like you're on the air. Not tonight. Scooter, you're going to have to come in and do it. Some issue started, but she used me. What do you mean, just this time, or you found out she'd been using you in the past? How, you've been friends with her since the 8th grade? Did you say you've been friends with her since the 8th grade or 8 years? You never thought she would do this. Can I ask how old she is? Do you think it could be any type of dementia if she's acting differently? Eighth grade. You've been friends since the 8th grade. Wowzers. And it's gone, over, done. Done deal. Do you think it could be something with medication, or if she was acting differently? Something medical? Hi, Mrs. Mick Jagger. How are you? Where's Mrs. Mick Jagger? Hi. I see her now. So what happened? Tell us all about it. I'm going to stay on all night. I'm going to go and get in Zoom on my phone, and I'm going to stay on all night taking calls. What happened? Yeah, tiring, Jeanette. We gotta wait and see. Keep the prayers coming. She'll talk in Zoom. Oh, you're a sweetheart. Scooter just wants to cut off my phone calls. Does anybody want to call in? Jeanette, would you like to call in? Jeanette, would you like to call in? Tell us all about how Holland is in the summer. Is it summer there, Jeanette? Look at Scooter. Get rested, Carolyn. Scooter, stop. Scooter, stop. Just stop. And you're a stranger. I am a little tired. Oh my goodness. But if someone wants to go into Zoom, what is she getting firm with? What is she getting firm with? Firm with who? Oh, I remember, yeah. Who do you have to get firm with? What are you talking about, Scooter? Yeah, I remember you said, yeah, I think so, yeah. She lived with you a year ago? Yeah. So what happened? Stuff happened a year ago that you found out with on the cruise? That you found out about on the cruise? Is that what happened? And when she lived with you, she started to take advantage or something? What are you talking about, girl? Friend, Scooter? I don't know, I felt like I had a bug on me. Like one of those little flying things, but I don't think I did. When you're a stranger, when you're a stranger. And the morning is nice. Not during the cruise. No. I was treated horribly by her. And horribly means, were you guys in the same room? I'm just wondering if you were in the same room. Nobody. What is Scooter saying? Nobody. 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 Nobody but me. Were you guys sharing a room? And when you say you were treated horrible, like, was she, I don't know, giving you the silent treatment, or, yeah, the same cabin? Okay. So, was she like slamming doors on you and not doing anything with you? And okay, Jeanette. Was she giving you the silent treatment? Was she putting itching powder in your bed? Was she rifling through all your things like I catch Scooter doing in my room all the time? I'd always catch her rifling through my stuff. Okay. Of course it's summer. I'm just teasing. Just teasing, Jeanette. Oh my goodness. You were having mobility issues. You were having mobility issues walking with Kane, her on a dang scooter. I was having mobility issues walking with a cane, her on dang scooter. Your son is in Victoria. Oh my gosh. Yeah, itching powder. Remember that? Didn't the Bradys do that, itching powder? Jeanette, Jeanette, Jeanette. And she wasn't waiting for you? Oh, she wasn't waiting for you? That's not cool. Because it was a huge issue and her constantly yelling at me. Oh, she was yelling at you? How did Victoria know she wasn't waiting for you? Okay, so she was yelling at you what? To hurry up? Hurry up! Hurry up! Like that? I remember you saying didn't she have a scooter the year before last? Oh my gosh, are you serious? Don't you dare do that. That's not good. Mrs. McJagger says that's mean. It is mean. Wow, what a best friend, huh? Captain Lee fan and Batman? Awful, Scooter said. Getting mad because I missed some things. Oh, you missed stuff? But why was she yelling at you? To hurry up? I don't... Ow! Ow! I just hurt myself. When you're a stranger. Okay. I do think you really need to rest, Mommy. Yeah. One day I was in so much pain. I stayed in the cabin all day until dinner. Oh no. I'm sorry that happened to you. Oh, that's Heart My Wife says, oh, that's sad. You were already having a hard time. So sorry, Captain Lee fan. Debbie says, I'm so sorry too, Captain Lee fan. You surely didn't deserve all that. When you're a stranger. Ooh, Radley. Sometimes trips don't bring out the best in people. It can be stressful. That's true, Miss Jagger. That is very true. And sometimes being amongst people for that doesn't bring out the best in people, especially people that don't know each other and meeting for the first time. But I know they're not. But I mean, sometimes it's enough time to see some things you don't like, and other times you're great being away with people, right? And other times, my father used to have a saying that even fresh fish stinks after 3 days, meaning that 3 days it's hard to be with different people that you're not used to. Not always in every case, not at all. In some cases, but in some cases it might be. I think it really depends on the people. If they're very demanding or very different from your schedule, if you're with a very rigid person that walks around with a clipboard and itinerary, and you're a very fly by the seat of your pants type of person, you might not have the best time. You have great friends. I know you have me, Jeanette. How could you? You have me, of course. Jeanette, thank you. I know they've been on cruises before, Scooter. If my best friends will not understand that because of my strokes I can be fit sometime, then they are not my friends anymore. Basically what I did, Scooter. What did she do? Captain Lee, tell her Debbie Scooter said she can go fly a kite. Go fly a kite up to the highest height. Da 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 da. Yes, Scooters, not kidding. But it didn't help. First day, our room cards. First day, our room cards till 8 p.m. Took till 8 p.m. I assume that you mean room cards is like your reservatione. Yes, you're blessed with me, Jeanette. As I am with you, Jeanette. I know you're not Jeanette. I believe you. Jeanette and Scooters. I would have brought you a nice strong drink and some good food back to the cabin, played some cards with you, Captain Lee, when you were stuck in bed, not able to have fun. Oh, look at that. Heartmate Wives would have done all that for you. Captain Lee. Captain Lee, 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 Lee. Captain Lee, 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 Captain Lee. Was I thinking of something? I almost fell asleep in there. Usually you get access to your room at 1 p.m. Your card, of course. Yeah, okay, sorry. So sorry, Captain Lee, fan and Batman hug. Sounds strange, but I hope you will sort your friend anyway. Out with your friend. You were longtime friends. The day I stayed in bed, she didn't even offer to bring me anything. Really? You must have been very tired waiting till 8 p.m. When you're a stranger, when you're a stranger. Oh my goodness, guys. I have to go to sleep, but if anybody would like to come to the Zoom and talk, you are welcome to. I will see you guys tomorrow. I was just falling asleep in the chair. I better go. But if you want to come into the Zoom, then you can keep the Zoom open and have fun in it, okay? All right, love you guys. God bless. Prayers. And I will always love you.